Joe has to sign.
Good afternoon. I'm now going to call the Wednesday, November 20th, 2024 meeting of the Norfolk County Commissioners to order. On Wednesday, March 29th, 2023, Governor Healy signed into law Chapter 2 of the Acts of 2023, an act making appropriations for fiscal year 23, which included a 2-year extension of the option for public bodies to hold remote meetings by suspending certain provisions of the Mass Open Meeting Law, Chapter 30A, Section 20. That action was effective immediately, extending the current option for remote meetings through March 31st, 2025. We are live today and on the Zoom. I'm going to ask you all to stand and join me in saluting the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We call the roll. Commissioner Stady.
I am present, sir.
Commissioner Collins.
Present.
Commissioner Shea is present. We have a quorum. Folks, I'm going to ask that we go right along. We're going to skip executive session for now. We certainly do have an executive session. We have 2 items today, but in way of accommodating some folks, I'm going to go right to number 4. I think we can get most of our business done and then call for the executive session. I have no objection.
All right, minutes.
Minutes. Let's go to number 4.
I reviewed them. They seem fine. If you want, I'll move approval of the open session of November 13 as presented.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye. And I also,
It is a vote.
if
Number
you,
2, executive session of November
Mr.
13.
Chairman, if you wish, I'll move approval of the executive session meeting minutes of November 13 as presented and subject to be released upon such time, Mr. Chair so declares.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Number 6 is appointments other than executive session. If anyone, we have no appointments now. I'm sorry. Other 2 appointments will be taken care of in executive session. Number 6, public comment. Every meeting we have a section of public comment. People can come in and speak to us or join us on Zoom. Now is the time if anyone has a public comment out in Zoom land. In addition, Director Cronin, have you been contacted by anyone?
No, sir.
Okay. Last call for public comment. Seeing none, I'm going to move to number 7. Old business. Chair has no old business. Number 8, personnel matters for consideration. Commissioner Stady.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Appears to be
Yep.
all at the agricultural school.
Sir. Mr. Chairman, pleased to make the following motions. These all concern matters at the Norfolk County Agricultural High School. And I believe, well, they're not all the same date, so let's go. The first several are notice of contingent employment. I'll move approval of notice of contingent employment for Katrina A. Joseph of Walpole, of Amanda Cassidy of Holliston, of Tiffany Cuccinata of Norwood, and of Michelle Apozidis of Weymouth,
Excellent.
all as substitute. Forgive me. The first 3, I'm sorry. Let's move that again. Katrina Joseph, Amanda Cassidy, and Tiffany Cuccinata, all for substitute. Oh, God, sorry.
First 2.
The nurses. All right. 2 of them.
2 are instructors and 2 are
2 are instructors and 2 are nurses. Michelle Azadina and Tiffany Cuccinata are substitute nurses, all for the rate stated, all for the date effective date 11/21/24. So moved.
Second.
I have a question on nurses. I'm going to ask Sean. We don't have a nurse anymore, or is there just
no, we do.
transition?
No, we have a nurse, Joe. These are for the days the nurse is on vacation, out, sick, something like that. By law, you have to have a nurse
Okay,
every
great.
single day you have the school open.
Every
Good.
single time.
Good information. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Like a plan B and a plan C.
Okay, on the substitute teachers, all in favor?
All right.
Now the nurses. We did them, right?
Yes, sir. I made the
Second to a
motion.
motion?
You can make, we want to,
That's all right. I just want to take a separate vote. On the nurses?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
okay.
yes, sir. I'll
That's
vote yes.
unanimous.
I'll vote yes.
Now
So
we'll go to
Right.
Caitlin Rafferty.
A notice of return of teacher position for Caitlin Rafferty at Walpole as a day instructor at the rate stated, effective date 11/12/24. So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor? We didn't vote.
Next
And we
is,
have a LOA today.
well, I think there's one more, I think. I have to move,
And
notice of a name change,
Yeah.
Right.
I think. Yeah, notice, move approval of the notice for a name change for Nora Drabick formerly Fox of Rentham, as animal science foreperson. Rates dated and effective date of the change is 11/13/24. So moved.
Second.
With the name change, all in favor?
Aye.
That is unanimous also. Now we'll go to the LOA.
Right. Do I have to move this?
Yes.
Okay. I move approval of return of LOA effective 11/12/24, code 11-01. So approved. So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Is anybody else?
Next on our agenda is number 9 is procurement. We're gonna ask Maureen to come in. Maureen? Come on in, Maureen. Have a seat there. I'm gonna turn this over to John. No, sit right up here,
You
Maureen.
can take the, come in the front here.
Revolving chair.
Hi, Maureen. I'm Commissioner Stady.
I'm Maureen McKee.
Maureen
Pleased to
McKee.
welcome
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Maureen McKee.
Welcome to
Nice
Norfolk
meet you.
County.
And I said
Thank
hello to
you.
Maureen earlier. Go ahead, John.
Thank you, Commissioners. Good afternoon. It's my pleasure to introduce you to Maureen McCune, our new Chief Procurement Officer. Maureen started this past Monday after a search that involved the better part of the last 2 to 3 months and some explorations of internal reviews. As you know, we're pleased that Maureen is now joining us. Over the last 2 months, we've had the benefit of having Capital Strategies join us. Amy Putney and Trish Bernard have been assisting us in 2 phases. Number 1, supporting ongoing daily operations through contracts, contract managements, and so forth. But the other side of it was reviewing our internal our organization within the unit. I wanted a complete review of how it is organized, how the work has flowed, and also a review of the purchasing policy. Trish has done a great job. She and I have gone through 2 drafts of those plans. It is now my task to hand those documents off to Maureen. She's going to take 2 to 3 months to assess them, to see if they fit within the organizational flow that she envisions to work with, and make a recommendation back to me. I fully expect some form of your purchasing policy to be amended based on her experience and recommendations. I look at it as more of evolvement. So over the next several months, Maureen will be assessing some of those improvements. She comes to us with a fair amount of municipal experience, most recently the town of Hopkinton as their Chief Procurement Officer. It's a pleasure to work with her. She's been very busy the last few days, doing the typical transition meet and greets, culminating tomorrow in a department head meeting that we're holding so she can meet and greet each of them as well. So I just wanted to bring her in today and
How can I help you?
it was higher.
Second floor, please.
Okay, well,
Maureen, yeah.
welcome, Maureen.
Yeah.
This is Commissioner Collins and Commissioner Stady.
Yeah.
Maureen has a lot of experience, as John told us. Filling the shoes of a person who was a career employee, was here for 35
Good
years,
shoes.
Nancy. So you'll see her stamp. If you haven't met her yet, you'll see her stamp on everything. And,
Right.
long time. And she had a fruitful career here. And you are trained. You have the state certification,
Yes, sir. Yes.
which was important to us, and
Yes.
you can hit the ground running.
Okay. Yeah.
So we're here all the time, John and Bill and
Mhm.
the staff. So welcome aboard. I don't
Thank
know what
you.
else I can tell you right now.
Found my way into purchasing a little circuitously. I was working in Stowe closely with the town administrator, and he was going to retire and needed someone to become the MCPPO. So I did that very quickly and then started out slowly. And every community I worked in, I've had some experience with procurement. And then I went to Worcester, and it was all procurement all day. Saw a lot of interesting procurement. So it really gave me the confidence to go. And Hopkinton, I came in, there were no files, there was nothing, and I built it from the ground up and really enjoy it. I enjoy municipal work. I could go elsewhere, but I think I'll always be a municipal gal. Interesting work.
Mr.
Okay.
If I may? Just
Commissioner.
through you,
Go ahead, sure.
through the chair. So welcome to Norfolk County,
Thank you.
as the chair said, and you've got big shoes to fill. But
Mhm.
Director Cronin mentioned that you're going to be reviewing things and looking at some
Right.
possible changes. I would hope that, I'm sure the answer is yes, but we're going to be relying a little bit on the Abraham report, the consultant that had maybe looked at that area.
I don't know if she's
areas
looked
that
at
they
it
did.
yet, but.
Maybe,
That's in play.
if that's in play. That's all. If we
Yeah,
had a
John
consultant,
had talked to me
that's
about that.
terrific. I assumed as much, but I wanted to
Great
make sure.
leader. Yeah.
Well, we had that study done, and
Mhm.
it's always been something
3
we
years
fall
ago
back
now,
on.
yeah.
And it's always
Yeah.
good to make sure that we're not
Those
neglecting
are
it,
always
and,
worth the money.
well, which is worth the money. So
Right.
that's great. And we're here to help you any way we can, and we
Thank
wish you
you.
well.
That's always nice.
Thank you.
Okay, last call. You're all set.
Thanks for having me.
All right.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Next week. We'll see you before.
That's right.
9, payroll and expense warrants for approval. Richard, there's only
Right,
two.
yes, sir. We have two, Mr. Chairman. First one, I move approval of 25-20 payroll of the county, sum of $146,529.69. So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Here's a vote
And the
next.
other one left is, I move approval of 11-0325. Expense of the county, I move approval of $55,237.18. So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
That's
Here's a
it.
vote.
That's all, Mr. Chairman.
Next, 10, report American Rescue Plan Act of 2021. Director Pullman.
Very briefly, Commissioners, no ARPA awards this week as we are down to approximately $5 million. Earlier this week at our quad county meeting with the other counties, Norfolk County fares quite favorably in comparison to our friends south of us. We're all trending towards the obligation deadline of 12/31/24. We have reached out to the 6 communities that still had not fulfilled a full allotment of applications in the portal. I'll be sending out a letter by the end of this week, hopefully, to each of them, letting them know if we don't have viable applications from the portal by December 1st, they risk losing those funds back to the county for redistribution. So overall, we're starting to trend towards closure as planned, and that is my update on the ARPA grant, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Okay, so number 11, we have nothing for that either. No offers for approval. Number 12, report from the procurement department. We just had that meeting, Maureen. Number 13, we have a request from the town of Midway for some engineering services in your packet, Commissioners.
Thank you.
This is a communique from the county engineer, Patrick Higgins, who I assume is on the call here. It's outlining some work, topographical survey along roadways to be done in the town of Midway. There's a right-of-way replacement along the roadway from existing conditions. And this was brought forward to us on, it's brought forward today. It's dated November 18th. This is all the explanation we needed, so I'd like to accept this and get started. Any questions?
I guess if I could.
Yes, Commissioner Stady, go ahead.
Welcome, Patrick. Always good to see you. And where would this be in terms of, I know you had a lot going on. You have an awful lot of chores. Were you idea when you might be tackling this? Like maybe in the spring or maybe January or how's depending on the weather?
Hi, Commissioners. No, we have the letters ready to mail to all the residents and the butters, and we're ready to put the wheels on the ground this week, next week.
Oh, great.
This is phase 2 of a project. So Oakland Street, we did phase 1 a year ago, and from Route 109 down to about the senior center of the cemetery. And then this is the continuation of that. We had to break it into 2 parts,
Okay.
and now we're going all the way down to Village Street. And then it'll be a complete detailed job.
Okay, sounds great.
Thank you.
We can call a motion?
A motion to proceed, that's all. And then
Yeah,
we'll wait till he's done, and then we'll.
Unless someone else had a question with Patrick. Good. Good. All right. Mr. Chairman, I'm pleased to move approval of the request from the town of Midway for engineering services from the Norfolk County for the purposes of a topo detail survey along the roadway as outlined in the memo and request to us. That was dated 11/12/24. So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to authorize the engineering company to assist the town of Medfield in some right-of-way work. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, Patrick, thank you.
Thank you, Patrick.
Town of
Town member. Thank
Medway.
you. Good luck.
Michael Boynton.
Thank you, Commissioners. Appreciate it.
Okay, before we go to executive session, I don't see it on the agenda, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, what about that request from?
Here's a
Sam.
request from Sam. Is this late? Was this after the agenda?
The transfer came in after the agenda, yes, but I was going to bring it in under emergency items, topics that the chair did not reasonably anticipate.
Okay, why don't you do that, and then this will be, then
Thank
we'll
you.
go to executive session.
Chairman, I should say, Sam brings forward this transfer request relative to some expenses that are coming in related to our recent cyber incident. These expenses are consistent with our recommended path of correction by our insurance company. We just need to move some money around to get the purchase orders going.
Okay, I read the memo from Sam. Sam's usually here, but he's not here. When you say move it around, we have the money, of
We do,
course,
yep.
and hopefully we recover it.
What we're trying to do is
Whatever we
use
spend.
existing resources before we get to the advisory board in December when we'll clean it up.
Okay, any questions, Commissioner?
Just for technically, do you want me to go through each one of those? Or just say grant the request as requested by?
Yeah, per memo dated November 18th.
That's
It's
sufficient?
quite lengthy and it's for everyone to see here.
So if you want, Mr. Chairman, please
Sure.
move the approval. I move approval of the request from Mr. Sam Evans, our CIO, as outlined in a memo to us dated November 18 herein that describes various transfers within the IT accounts to address some of the issues that arose from cybersecurity. I make that my motion.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
It is a vote.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, commissioners.
Oh, Sam, good.
Oh, Sam is there, okay.
Okay, I didn't see you
I
there.
didn't
sorry.
see your pretty
I didn't
face
see
here, Sam. Okay,
Do you want to say anything? Is that fine? That's what you need?
Yeah, if you had any questions, I can answer them for you, but the director adequately summarized it.
Seems straightforward.
Okay,
All right. Keep
Thank
up the
you.
good work. Thank you.
appreciate it.
Thank
Report
you.
of the county director, Joe. That was item 14.
Right.
report of the county director.
Okay, just very briefly, we have 2 bids on the street right now. We're waiting for responses on the Dedham District Court building management system that is due the first week of December. Similarly, the Walton Recreational Facility has tennis court rehabilitation project also on the street, expected bids due the first week of December. I'm happy to inform the commissioners that earlier this week, actually yesterday, our negotiation team met with representatives of AFSCME as well as engineering, registry, and facilities to have a meeting on our ground rules. We agreed to those terms. Over the next several months, we have scheduled out meetings that will begin the process of negotiating contracts, as you know, that expire June 30th, 2025. So we're excited to get that going. New PCs for the administration and treasurer's office have been deployed to employees that were affected by the cyber incident. And I just want to remind people, including the commissioners, that I believe your meeting next week will be posted for 11 a.m. That's all I have, Commissioner.
And that meeting will be here, though, we said.
That meeting will be here, but I
Okay.
will be remote. I shouldn't say unfortunately, they moved my key
Oh, okay.
to Wednesday.
Okay.
I will be ready by 11 though.
Okay.
I'll be chairing, so.
So you're all set. there.
Okay, any questions of John? Okay, back to number 3, I need a motion for executive session. John, we'll see you at 6.
I hope so.
Yeah.
There you go.
Never know. We will be there.
I make a motion to go in executive session
Meeting,
pursuant to Master Law, Chapter 38, Section 21, subsection A, subsection 3, to discuss strategy with respect to collective bargaining or litigation. An open meeting may have a detrimental effect on the bargaining or litigating position of the public body, and the chair so declares. And the executive session is pursuant to Master Law, Chapter 30A, Section 21, subsection A, subsection 1, second executive session, to discuss reputation, character, physical condition, or mental health rather than professional competence, or to discuss discipline or dismissal of, or complaints or charges brought against a public employee. So moved.
I'll second that motion as presented by Commissioner Collins.
motion made and seconded. Roll call vote, Commissioner Stady.
Yes, sir.
Commissioner Collins.
Yes.
And Commissioner Shea votes yes. We are in executive session. Bill, if you'll
Take care,
make
John.
the
Thank you. I'll
appropriate
See you later, John.
motive on the computer. We get 2 items. We're back on the record. Purposes of adjournment only.
Yeah.
Bill, are we okay?
Yes, sir.
I'll take a motion to adjourn.
I'll move, Mr. Chair, that we adjourn. Before we do that, we want to announce who we're meeting next week or not? We want to do that?
There is a change. We're
Yeah.
meeting
Just for the public knows, we're meeting at 11 o'clock.
11 a.m.
in
on
observance of
next
the
Wednesday
Thanksgiving holiday.
due to the holiday.
Yes, sir. So we'll be adjourning at 2:35. So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. This meeting is
Thank you.
adjourned.
Good job.